It's the Bucs and the Jaguars.
And it comes your way next on Madden NFL 25.
Lucky week 13 it is. Everyone hoping for a little good fortune this time around as we enter the home stretch of the regular season. And this drive will start inside the 25. So here come the Buccaneers, ready for their opening drive. They're brought out by a former #1 pick who always plays with energy and passion, Baker Mayfield.
There's just certain quarterbacks, the way they run on the field. You just say their name and just some adjectives and attributes pop up right away. For Baker Mayfield, scrappy, tough, a will to win. I'm not surprised at all to see himself back in the starting role. Not surprised at all to see him flourish. The dude is mentally tough, he's mentally strong, and he typically makes the most of his opportunities.
And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
That's complete, Mike Evans. And he's out of bounds after reaching the 40. That play good for 17 on a first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
And he gets him around 6 there. Stopped by Foye Oluokun. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
Hey, alert 33.
Hauled in by Godwin. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Quite the opening drive they put together, partner. New set of downs all the way down to the 25. Mayfield on 1st and 10. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Again, he's under pressure, and he goes down. And the back-to-back sacks. Nice work by the defense there. Sets him up with a 3rd down. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Cut at the 10-yard line. And he's out of bounds after a nice pickup to the 10. That one goes for 25 yards. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
First and 10 at the 10-yard line.
Real.
From the gun, a run for White. And he made a bid for it. It's a good gain that's stopped down at the 3. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet. But let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
And he gets in. Touchdown! The Buccaneers finish up an excellent opening series. McLaughlin tacks on the extra point. And the Buccaneers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Brings in the kick at the 9. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. And bringing them out, a former #1 overall pick out of Clemson in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
He gave us all the excitement we could hope for last week, but it wasn't all in a good way, at least for his team. Never knew if his throws were going to end in a touchdown or turnovers, and he had a couple of both by the end of the loss. You don't want him to lose that gunslinger mentality. Just want him to be a little more thoughtful with each and every decision.
Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, Lawrence. The throw finds Evan Ingram. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Third down, Lawrence to throw. Pass complete to Duvernay. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. He gets 6 on that play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Tackle made by Kalijah Cansey. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Another carry for him. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make third down easier to handle instead, well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
They motion the tight end over. They'll throw on 3rd and long. This is hauled in by Ingram. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
1st and 10, it's Lawrence. Dumped off to his running back. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Stopped that time by Jamel Dean.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
He's got the hook up to Ingram. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that game. Tackled by big Logan Hall. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Sticking in the air with Lawrence. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's a Jaguar first down. Moving the ball very well out of the gate here. It's set up now at the 26.
Ball start, offense.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump. And, well, they got one of them to move that time.
Still first down.
They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And a big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. They will not get another play. Back for the 2nd quarter. It's Jaguar football. They have 2nd and pretty long here. Shotgun give now to Bigsby. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line.
I got to really rack my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league that nice that doesn't end up getting an offensive first down. He did all he could to will this drive forward.
Lawrence facing 3rd and long. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Cam Little getting the call on 4th down here to put 3 up for the Jaguars. This is a 44-yard look from the right hash. The kick by Shudak is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The home teams and their quarterback ready to take over once again. And you can see with the stats there, such a weapon for this offense to utilize week in and week out. Irving on the inside give. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
Makes the grab in bounds left side. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
He'll drive it forward, but won't get beyond the line. Buda Baker bringing that one to an end. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got a tackle behind the line, but a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here.
Regular.
Baker now from the gun. Short pass caught by his tight end. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
The Bats got it. And that's a Tampa Bay touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
McLaughlin attack on the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Buccaneers drive their lead to 11. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. He fields it from the 8. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Second drive of the game upcoming for this Jaguar offense. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Now a give on the counter. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. You even rip through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Here's 2nd and 11. Setting up the running back screen. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stop for a loss.
Kate, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Brian Anger getting the call on the 4th down punt. And we'll see how his debut offering goes. Coming off a busy week, 5 punts in the loss, and he sends this one away. And he's going to get a modest amount on that return before he ends up out of bounds. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Good starting field position for the Buccaneers. 1st and 10. On the give, this is Irving. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a 1st down pickup.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. 1st down, and they go right back to him. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Baker out of the pistol. Forces one through double coverage. Oh, it's intercepted. Picked off by Kader Kohu. And the Jaguars take over as he records his 10th career INT. On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. That is caught by Brian Thomas Jr. And he'll get it up to the 44. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he gets it forward, is still about a yard out of that. Levante David, like so many times in his career, making that tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. One of the tight ends in motion left. Here we go, 2nd and 9. He gets this one to Strange. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. We're at the 2-minute warning now from Raymond James. The Jaguars have a choice to make. And that one comes down at the 2 before bouncing into the end zone for a touchback. The home teams returning their offense and this running back to the field. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. They are coming off their 1st interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Here's the give to Irving. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Real.
From the gun, Mayfield. Gets his running back. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Josh Hines-Allen, that time to haul him down.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
3rd and 4 coming up now.
Hey, alert 33. What's up?
Mayfield now from the gun. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
You know, ball skills, they're not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge gain.
And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And it'll be Jaguars football. New set of downs for him at the 38.
We're at 23.
First down throw, Lawrence. Throw reeled in by Thomas. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. The Jaguars are going to call their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. 1 play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. This one taken in by Baker.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
From the 44 here on second down. And this won't be caught. Clock is going to stop. We've got 14 seconds to go. This one intended for the running back. And that brings up third down.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Lawrence throwing here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down. We've hit halftime here in Tampa, and the Buccaneers toting a nice lead. Gonna have to make those halftime adjustments on the fly. We're skipping right through to the starts of the third quarter. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Return starts at the 9. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Here come the Jaguars, taking the field on offense to start the third. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Tight end going in motion here. Blown back, gets the handoff. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Yaya Diaby brings him down. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Well, no springing a big play on that one. It's just going to simply be used as a setup play, whether that's another run or eventually what I love, setting up a play-action pass off that counter.
Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, the defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating 3rd and extra longs, it's exactly how you get it done.
Pressure's there, and he goes down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down. Jacksonville in punt formation. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And they're going to take over possession. Good starting field position for the Buccaneers. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's out of bounds after getting across the 45. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Back now, pressure on its way. His quick throw knocked away, incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Run.
Second down, Mayfield to pass. Got Evans, it's complete. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4.
Point it right.
Baker throwing again. That's to the sideline, and Evans has got it. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason.
Now we've got a challenge. Dave Canales not happy with that last call.
The previous play is under review.
So what we're all looking for here, did he secure the catch and maintain it while also getting... So the challenge ends up successful. He, in fact, did not get both feet in. This is incomplete.
5-yard attempt.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that extends their lead to 14.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Fielded at the 7. And this drive will start inside the 25. Out now runs the Jaguars offense. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like just...
Off to the races, middle of the field. Into the red zone. He makes it in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. Little tax on the extra point. And the Jaguars chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Tucker now on the return. And look at this return. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. Time for us to get another look at this Tampa Bay offense. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. First down, here's Baker. That pass complete to Irving. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Josh Hines Allen, that time to haul him down. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Now here's Mayfield. Chased out to his right. He's running with it. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
Well, I think he was looking for that running lane and that running room from the very start right there, partner. Even as he worked through his progression initially, he was waiting for space to open, and then he takes advantage with his legs.
Mayfield on 1st and 10. This one's taken in by Otten. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Stopped by Foye Oluokun.
Well, that right there, Kate, that is the epitome of trust, and trust in your big physical tight end. Throwing his way into double coverage. You may question the decision when the ball leaves his hands, but it's tough to question when it produces results like that.
That's Evans making the catch outright. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Baker now from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Mayfield to throw again. That's a catch. Jalen McMillan. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down. Out of the gun, White. And he's able to manage a couple on that run. Good. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Mayfield will look to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react, and then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay! I should know this by now, Brock. I don't know if you're a Broadway guy, but there's a lot of names that belong on the playbill for this lead we've got here, but his name belongs on the marquee as he brings in his second touchdown grab.
Yeah, a bunch of contributors all throughout this roster. No, not a Broadway guy. And with 2 scores now, it's what, a 2-score game? Yep. Easy to see he's been one of the key actors throughout.
Appreciate the honesty. McLaughlin, attack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers double their lead to 14. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Here's a return from the 7. And he's out a little short of the 30. The Jaguars and this running back headed back out for a new series. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
The only thing I can say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Lawrence working from the gun. Connecting on the slant. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
New set of downs for him from the 46. First and 10, it's Lawrence. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, you're looking at a huge gain.
Lawrence trying again on 2nd. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete. That one vehemently swatted away. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Sticking in the air with Lawrence. Davis there to grab it. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
1st and 10 from the 41. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Levante David, like so many times in his career, making that tackle. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
You know, gains that seem a little tougher to get against the front, gosh, this QB just makes routine. Such effortless running to pick up a handful on that designed run.
Duvernay comes in motion right. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I can already read the headlines tomorrow. This offensive line can't protect. This offensive line. But it's more than that. When you give up 5 sacks in a game, it's a complete breakdown of everybody offensively. Play caller, quarterback, offensive line. Yeah, they're going to have to regroup and figure out how to protect this quarterback first and foremost.
They just get the play off. Setting up the screen. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. This is... The Jaguars into punt formation. Brian Anger, the one to send it away. And no chance at a return. He wisely angled it for the sideline and got it down to the 12 before going out. The home team's headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Real. Watch out.
Straight ahead, it's Irving. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Mayfield now from the gun. That's going to be caught by Evans. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down.
Well, there's a time to be a little finessey with the football, put a little touch on, and then there's time to put your arm into it and let it eat. Throw it right through your target's chest. This one, well, that one right there was the latter. Smart to make a fastball zing in before anyone could undercut the curl route.
Irvin here from the gun. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
2nd down now, 7 to go.
Point it right. God.
From the gun, Mayfield. That's incomplete left side. Looking for the back that time. And it's 3rd down.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. This is the type of performance a former quarterback just like yourself, Brock, can marvel at. He's carried a great performance through much of this game. Even as the defense adjusted, tried to slow him down, none of it mattered.
I like the way you say that right there, Kate, because these moments the game does slow down. It is so fast on the field for the normal person, but when a QB's in a rhythm like this, the game is slow and he is dicing them.
2nd and 3 now.
Hey, alert!
Shotgun handoff to Irving. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
Kings! Watch out!
1st and 10. It's a give to White. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Putting the tight end in motion.
Watch out!
Shotgun snap for Mayfield. On the move, headed right. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. This one intended for the running back. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Motion man sent left.
Watch out!
3rd down, here's Mayfield. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions, you get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And this one's going to approach the 10, but looks like it's down right at the 13-yard line. Jacksonville heading out there on offense. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Red on red.
Lawrence now off the play action. Taking a deep shot here. Big gain downfield. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. It's a massive 35-yard pickup. 1st down. One play in, and already they're close to midfield. Motion man is the tight end here, going left. On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. He gets this one to Strange. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. 2 yards on the pickup, and that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down. From the shotgun, Lawrence finding Davis. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Offense in the hurry up here. From the 36. Pass complete to Duvernay. And they take him down right along the 30. 1st down throw, Lawrence. Throw reeled in by Thomas. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's a Jaguar 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Flushed out of the pocket. Now he takes it. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain. Offense up to the line fast. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. So now they have 3rd and short.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one, Kate. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back on track.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Lawrence throwing here. And look at the footwork there. Touchdown! The Jaguars now within one score in the fourth. Little able to connect on the point after. And the Jaguars chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Tucker now on the return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Now the Buccaneers set to take the field. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to one score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Baker out of the pistol. McMillan hauls it in. And he reaches the 35 before going out. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Regular. My time.
Got Evans, it's complete. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. We've hit the 2-minute warning here in Tampa. Buccaneers feeling lucky with a 7-point lead. Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. He'll try to do it himself. And that'll be enough for the first as they touch him down. The Jaguars are going to call their first time out. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Running left, this is Irving. And not a lot of space to work. He's brought down at the 45. So after the 2-minute warning, another stoppage here. The defense is calling time. 1:55 to go. Second down now, 7 to go.
Real.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out. They get 22 on that one. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action.
Now hang on, they want to take another look at this play, and a very important call coming up.
Is under review.
We're all watching that sideline here, seeing where those feet came down.
And no matter what they rule here, Kate, that was an outstanding effort just to make the catch.
Yeah.
Now we got to look and see, did he get both feet in with possession?
So the officials looked at it twice. The replay officials in New York agreed, and the call on the field's going to stand. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. This one finds Irving. And they take him down right along the 30. Now a timeout called by the Jaguars. That's their 3rd. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Carry here for Irving. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Timeout taken by the Buccaneers. They're first. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting that first. He'll look to throw it. Wow, still throwing, and this is intercepted. Picked off by Tyson Campbell.
Well, that's now his second time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the second on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
Here he is to throw. Dumped off to his running back. And he crosses the sideline a yard or two beyond, it looks like the 30.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well. It sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
Completed over the middle. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Jags working fast here, trying to get back to the line. That's complete to Ingram along the sideline. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. So after that completion, we've got a player in some visible discomfort. And here come the trainers to get him some help. A modest amount of time left, Brock, but crucially, no timeouts for him. It's first down. Setting up to pass. He's got it near the 8. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. That timeout taken by the Buccaneers, and that's their final one. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least.
I think the defense is still turned around looking for where the ball is. Because that QB and tight ends, they got that ball out in a hurry.
They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's first and goal. Back to throw. Looking touchdown, but can't connect.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
So the incompletion on first. Here's second and goal. Tight end motioning right. They'll try and punch it in. And he pushed for it, but they managed to stop him at the 2. One final shot here. Forced out to his right. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. So it's a win for the Buccaneers. And yet another challenger is vanquished as they continue to carry this undefeated season in November. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Buccaneers winners, as with that, we sign off from Tampa.